Day 198 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again. Another day, another LeetCode problem. This time we're at day 198 and we're still going strong, y'all. We've been doing LeetCode problems every day. We did a month of easy strings. We did a month of easy arrays. We did a month of easy hash table problems. And now we're going to do the LeetCode top 150 interview questions. That's going to take us a good 5 months, I say 150 days, whatever that comes out to. But don't worry, y'all, we'll get through it because why? We're Swift programmers and that's what we do. Now, before we get started today, y'all, don't forget to go ahead, check out the description and click that link in the bio or click that link in the description if you need Apple AirPods, y'all. If you're looking to buy some new Apple AirPods, go ahead and click that link in the description and get them there. Then after you do that, bring a mouse right over here and click that subscribe button for me, y'all. And then after you click that subscribe button, go ahead and smash that like button for me, y'all. And then after you smash that like button, I'm calling all of my bankers. I repeat, all of my bankers to the comment section right now. I need y'all to drop 2 bank emojis in the comment section so we can run up this engagement and we can push this content out to a broader audience. As Swift community members, it's up to us to help the community to grow. And one way we can do that is to share this content with as many people as we can find that will watch it, so your support is appreciated when it comes to that. Now, with all that being said, let's get into the question, y'all. And today we have question number 68, text justification. The difficulty level is hard, y'all, so get excited about that. This is only the 3rd hard problem we've done on this channel so far, but since we're in the top, doing the top 150 interview questions, I don't want to skip over any questions that they have up there, so that's why we've come across a hard problem and we're just going to push through and we're going to do it, y'all. But don't worry, we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand because we're all here on different levels of our programming journey. And I want everybody to be able to understand the solution no matter where you are on your programming journey. So that's why we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. Now, with all that being said, let's see what the question says. And the question says, given an array of strings words and a max width, format the text such that each line has exactly max width characters and is fully left and right justified. You should pack your words into a greedy approach. That is, pack as many words as you can in each line, pad extra spaces when necessary so that each line has exactly max width characters. Extra spaces between words should be distributed as evenly as possible. If the number of spaces on a line does not divide evenly between words, the empty slots on the left will be assigned more spaces than the slots on the right. For the last line of text, it should be left justified and no extra space is inserted between words. It says, note, a word is defined as a character sequence consisting of non-space characters only. Each word's length is guaranteed to be greater than 0 and not exceed max width. The input array words contains at least 1 word. So let's break that down and see what that means. In example 1, we have words equals an array of strings. This is an example of text justification. Max width is 16. The output is, this is an example of text justification, right? So the max width is 16. That means there should be 16 characters on each line, and each line should be equal in length, right? So as you can see, all of these quotation marks line up, right? So it's 3 right here, right underneath each other, or right on top of each other in a vertical pattern, and same over here. The quotation marks all line up in a vertical pattern. So that should let us know that there's an equal amount of characters in between each quotation mark, right? Now, the max width, that's what tells us how many characters there are, right? And if we have to use spaces, then we have to use spaces to make it work, right? So in this example, we have this is 4 characters, this is 2 characters, and is 2 characters. So right then we have 4 characters. So we have 8 characters. So since we already used 8 characters and the max width is 16, then we know that there are 4 spaces right here and 4 spaces right here. So we had to put spaces in here to make it even, right? So let's look at the second line, right? So example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters in example. Then we come over 1, 2, so 7 or 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's the 16 characters right there. We'll go through it one more time. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then 8, then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, right? Max width. So that's correct. It adds up, right? There's 16 characters on line 2. So let's check line 3. Justification, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 characters on line 3. That's why this is the output, because we took this array of strings right here, and we created 3 lines, each with 16 characters. Now, the amount of lines doesn't really matter, right? What matters is there are 16 characters in each line, and when we get to the last line, it has to be, what does it say? Left justified, meaning the spaces come at the end. So, and since this is only one word, it's left justified as well, because it's only one word. But that means we just put all the last line, we put all the extra needed spaces at the end. And fully justified up here, it says we want format the text such that each line has exactly max width characters and is fully left and right justified. So that just means we could put the spaces in the middle if we need to, so that it's fully justified, meaning it starts with one of the characters and it ends with a character that's not a space, right? It starts with a character that's not a space, ends with a character that's not a space. That's fully justified. Left justified just means it ends with it starts with a character that's not a space but ends with a space. Kind of like with Microsoft Word, you know how you could format Microsoft Word. You could make the words indent on the left, you could center the words, or you can make the words indent on the right. That's just the justification. The index on when you format the words to the left, that's left justified. When you format the words, you could format the words to take up the whole page. That will be fully justified, and that's where they might add extra spaces like this in between. And then the same thing for the right side in Microsoft Word, if you need like a real world example. Now, let's look at example 2. Max width is the same, but the strings are different. So let's see. In the example 2, we have input words equals an array of strings. What must be acknowledgement shall be. What must be acknowledgement shall be. That is the array of strings. Max width is still 16. So let's go through it. Remember, the first 2 lines should be fully justified. It says, so it says we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So boom, it fits that parameter. And we know all the other ones do, because like before, the quotations are matching, right? The quotations are lined up. That lets us know that there are 16 characters in each line, right? So you might look here at line 2 and say that's left justified, but that is because it's only one word. So let's look at the explanation. It says, note that the last line is shall be instead of shall be, because the last line must be left justified instead of fully justified. So like I was saying before, the last line we could fill up with extra spaces at the end, right? Whatever it may be, because if it was fully justified, we put the spaces in the middle. But since it's left justified, we put the spaces at the end, right? So if you count, it's still going to be 16. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, right? So it's still 16 words, but it's left justified. So we put all the extra spaces at the end to make up for the last characters that to make it 16, right? So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we make up with the last 8 characters with spaces because the last line can be left justified, right? So let's see, right? So now let's look at the second note. It says, note that the second line is also left justified because it only contains one word. So yeah, the word acknowledgement is left justified as well because it only contains one word. So then we'd have a space, and we don't, if shall was an A, say shall was just the word A or the letter A, but like the word A, right? Then we could fit that A up here. If shall was only one letter, a one-letter word, then we could put that right here. But since it's not a one-letter word, we have to move it to the next line, and we have to leave line 2 is left justified as well. But line 2 doesn't have to be left justified. It's only left justified in this example because the word acknowledgement is so long and we can't fit another word in there while still fitting in these 16 character requirements. So let's look at example 3, the last example, the longest example, but we should understand what's going on by now. But let's go through it just in case so we could really bring this home and make it make sense. In example 3, we have the input words equals an array of strings. Science is what we understand well enough to explain to do to a computer. Art is everything else we do. The max width is 20. The output is we have science is what we on the first line. Then we have understand well on the second line. Then we have enough to explain to on the third line. Then we have a computer art is on the fourth line. Then we have everything else we is on fifth line. Then the sixth line we just have do. And it's the same thing. I guarantee you when we count them, it's going to equal 20. And we can see the quotations are all lined up, so we know they all equal 20. But let's just count them just so we can make sure, just for our sanity reasons, right? So it says we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, right? So it's 20 characters in each line except for the last line included, but the last line is just do, and we make up for the extra characters just by repeating spaces until it equals 16. Till the character count equals 16 on the last line. So now that we understand the question, like I said, it's kind of like if you need a real world example, think of Microsoft Word and how it lets you format your page. When you could format it starting from the left, you could format it so that it's centered and it takes up the whole page, or you could format it so it's starting and it's or right justified. The word is justified, and so it could be left justified or fully justified. It could be left justified or right justified. I feel like Microsoft Word is a good example of that in real life examples. But if we're trying to make it fully justified, we can just add extra spaces to make up for the extra character counts that we need for each line, right? And depending if it's fully justified or left justified for this problem, if it's fully justified, we could put the spaces anywhere that there's already spaces in the string. And if it's left justified, we put the spaces at the end to make up for the extra space or the extra character counts that we need to make up for. So I hope that made sense to y'all, but we still are not done. We still have to get into the part that keeps us all waking up in the morning, the actual code, y'all. Now the code, it's a little lengthy, but don't worry, get through it. It's not hard to understand. It's just lengthy. That's all. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a helper function. We're going to call that helper function. We're going to say func string with words. Then we're going to open up the parentheses. We're going to say underscore words colon square bracket string, an array of strings. Then we're going to say comma underscore max width. Then we're going to say colon, and then we're going to say comma. We're going to say underscore I, underscore I, colon. That's going to be integer as well. Then we're going to say underscore J, colon, that's going to be an integer as well, and it's going to return a string. Now, let's get started with the function, right? The helper function. First thing we're going to do, declare a variable called length. We're going to set that equal to 0. Declare another variable called string. We're going to set that equal to a blank string. Then we're going to come underneath that. We're going to create a function inside of that. We're going to say space, func space, open up the parentheses, underscore, n, colon, int. Then that's going to return a string. Boom. Then we're going to say declare a variable called string. We're going to set that equal to a blank string. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to say for underscore n 0 up to n. Open up the brackets. We're going to say string plus equals a space, not a blank string, a space string. The string is a space, so make sure you put that space in there. Then we're going to say return string. Now we're going to come underneath that function space. We're going to create another function space, and we are going to this time we are going to open up the parentheses. We're going to say get these parentheses open. We'll say underscore index colon, that's going to be an integer. Then we'll say comma underscore count colon, that's going to be an integer, comma underscore length colon, that's going to be an integer as well, comma underscore max width colon, that's going to be an integer as well. Then we're going to say underscore is last colon, that's going to be a bool. Then we're going to come outside of that. We're going to return a string. Excuse me, y'all, that should be string. Open up the brackets, and we are going to say if is last. Open up the brackets. We're going to say return index equal sign count minus 1 question mark space, open up the parentheses, max width minus length, come outside of those parentheses. We're going to say mod, open up some more parentheses, count minus 1. Come outside of those parentheses, and we are going to say, oh, excuse me, y'all, that should be count plus 1. Count plus 1. And this should be, excuse me, y'all, this should not, take that back. We're going to take that back. It should be max width. Excuse me. Let's get rid of this count plus 1. This count plus 1, my bad. This count plus 1 should be right here. So it should be space, max width, minus length, minus count plus 1. Then we're going to come outside of those parentheses. We're going to say colon space string, a string that's a space. Once again, not a blank string, but it's a string with a space inside. Then we're going to come underneath that. We're going to say if count equal sign 1, open up the brackets. We're going to return space, open up the parentheses, max width minus length. Just like that. Then we're going to come underneath that. We're going to say if index equal sign count minus 1, open up the brackets. We're going to say return blank string. Then we're going to come underneath that, and we are going to say return space parentheses parentheses, max width minus length. Come outside of those first parentheses, we're going to say divided by, open up some more parentheses, we're going to say count minus 1. Come outside of those parentheses, or both of those parentheses, and we are going to say plus, then we're going to open up more parentheses, we're going to say index is less than, open up two parentheses, we're going to say max width minus length. Then we're going to come outside those first initial parentheses, we're going to say mod, open up some more parentheses, and we are going to say count minus 1. Then we're going to come outside of those two parentheses, we're going to say question mark. Then we're going to say blank, or not blank string, space string. So there's a space in between this string. This is not a blank string. It's a space in between this string. Then outside of that string, we're going to put a colon. So if it's true or not true, if it's true, we're going to put a space string. If it's not true, we're going to just put a blank string like this. So on the other side of the colon, put a blank string. Then we're not done yet, y'all. We're not done yet. We're gonna come outside underneath this bracket right here. Come underneath this bracket. Come right here. We're gonna say 4K Ni up to J. Open up the brackets. We're gonna say length plus equals words square brackets K. Come outside the square brackets. Dot count. Then we're going to come underneath that. We're going to say 4K Ni up to J. Open up the brackets. We're going to say string plus equals words square bracket K. Come outside the square bracket K. Say plus space K minus I, comma J minus I, comma length, comma max, that should be max width, comma J equals words dot count. Then we're going to just come underneath that and we are going to say return string. Now, we're not done yet, y'all. That's just the helper function. Remember, this is a hard problem, so it's not going to be easy or it's not going to be just a quick one-liner. You know what I'm saying? So now let's get into the function, right? So let's see how we're going to do this. First thing we are going to do is we are going to say declare variable, and we are going to say res, call that res, say colon, square bracket is going to be a string. We're going to cast that as an array of strings, and we're going to initialize that with a blank array. We're going to come underneath that, and we are going to declare another variable called I. We're just going to set that equal to 0. Excuse me, y'all. And then we're going to come underneath that. We're going to say while I is less than words dot count. We're going to open up the brackets. We're going to say declare variable J equals I. Then we're going to come down here, variable TMP length equals 0. Then we're going to come down here, we're going to say while J is less than words dot count. Open up the brackets. We're going to declare variable J equals I. Then we're going to declare another variable. Oh no, excuse me, y'all. I'm moving too fast. We already did that, so we're going to say while J is less than words dot count, we're going to say TMP length for temporary length. TMP length plus equals words, square brackets J, dot count plus parentheses, J is greater than I. Come outside those parentheses, we're going to say question mark. And if that's true, we're going to say 1, or else colon, say 0. Then we're going to come down here and we are going to say if TMP length is less than or equal to max width, what we're going to do, we're going to open up the brackets and we are going to say J plus equals 1. Then we're going to come down, we're going to say else, open up the brackets, we're going to say res dot append, open up the parentheses, string with words, open up the parentheses, words, we're going to pass in words, comma, max width, comma, I, comma, J. Then we're going to come underneath that and we are going to just call break. Then we're going to come down here outside of the while loop and we're going to say if J is equal to words dot count. We're going to open up the brackets. We're going to say res dot append, open up the parentheses, string with words, open up the parentheses, words, comma, max width, comma, I, comma, J. Then, we're not done yet, almost there, we're getting there, y'all. We're going to come under here and we're going to say I, we're going to set I equal to J. Then we're going to come down underneath that and we are just going to return res. Woo, y'all, that was a lot. That was a lot of code. It wasn't a lot of code, but for a LeetCode problem, it was a nice little bit of code. But let's run it. See how it runs. If this runs first time, that would be amazing. Oh, look at that, y'all. That's what I like to see. So let's submit it. Make sure it stays accepted after we submit it, because we all know how LeetCode can get. And look at that, y'all. 0 milliseconds beats 100% of users with Swift. Y'all already know that's faster than a Bugatti riding past Andrew Tate and the rest of the brokies down the highway, y'all. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. I like those numbers, y'all. And I hope y'all like those numbers too. And I hope to see y'all tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. But before we go, y'all, I forgot. Make sure y'all get one more look at the code before we go. I know it was a lot today, so get one more look. See what you need. Read it, learn it, love it, live it. Get one more look at it. Y'all got it. I hope y'all got it. Hope to see y'all here tomorrow, y'all, for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.